Hello, folks. DeSiena with you. Another weekly Kingdom Outlook update. Number 2, let's talk about the Stairway. This is a remarkable passage in 1 Kings 6 where we find out that there is a stairway on the side of the temple and that Solomon is building. And the Jews believe that the ladder, Jacob's ladder, was in fact a circular stairway, which would absolutely be consistent with everything we know. And why is this important? Because what the priest would do, if they stayed sanctified, if they stayed consecrated to God, didn't defile themselves, then they could bypass the altar of sacrifice and the bronzen laver, and they could begin to pray and go up into the glory. So I can see a bunch of imagery in here where there are 3 levels. So now we have first heaven, second heaven, third heaven. We can also see that it was 5 cubits wide, 6 cubits wide, 7 cubits wide, speaking of the foundations in Christ, elementary principles being the resurrection from dead, eternal judgment, and onto perfection. The priest could go up and they would take their time and they would sing the song of ascents. They would sing, the Passion Translation puts it, the song of the stairway, or the song to take you higher. And they would go up singing these. And some believe they would sing these going up the 15 steps into Solomon's temple. And it's a winding staircase. And why is this very important? Because we see that Elijah was caught up in the whirlwind. We see that in the Greek, when it says Jesus would come back in like manner in Acts chapter 1, in the Greek, it's denoting that he went up in revolving. He went up twisting. And so we see this, although God is in the whirlwind, God appears as a whirlwind. You know, the pillar of fire on the temple was as a whirlwind. And so it's really important for us to understand the imagery, and not just because, remember, Solomon's temple is built on the revelation, a lot of the revelation of David. David had the revelation of Melchizedek. And I'll get into this another time, but I don't think we really understand the fullness of what God has for us. You know, we read scriptures like we are a royal priesthood. What does that mean? And I spent some time with my friend Dan Duke yesterday, and I so appreciate us just sitting there talking about things. And you know, there's something we have to understand is when we say we're a royal priesthood, it doesn't mean we've attained to it yet. In other words, like this, you might be born into royalty. You're a child, you're a prince, but no one has given you the responsibility yet because you have not come of age where that responsibility has now been bestowed or been given to you by God. And I want us to understand that there is a process of maturity. And this is where we talked about yesterday that I don't think many Christians understand the process. They get born again or they hear a message about authority and all this, and they immediately go after it. But I want you to even notice something. You know, even Philip knew they called for the apostles sent John and Peter down to Samaria to lay hands on and receive the Spirit, because apparently Philip, even though he was doing all those signs and wonders, didn't have success in this. It had poured out on none of them yet. It's really interesting, isn't it? It's a real I don't think Philip was lacking in faith. He turned the whole city upside down. I don't think that was the issue. But we're going to have to really understand the laying on of hands a little more, and that's for another time. I hope this update helps you. I'm going to do more on this, so I look forward to it. I hope you'll catch it. And by the way, you can get this on all my platforms, so go search them out. I'm on YouTube. I'm on, obviously, Facebook, obviously. I'm also on Rumble, and I'm also on a podcast, and then, of course, LewisDeSiena.com. So go and enjoy all those. I love you. God bless you, and you have a great day. Bye-bye.